Good morning friends. In today's session we'll see how to make 3D model of this swing arm. You can see the views are there, drawing sheet is there. This is the top view, this is the front view, and this is isometric view of the swing arm. In today's session we'll make this part in Solidworks 3D modeling software, and thereby we'll see the basic commands like extrude, then extrude cut, how to use fillet, offset entities, convert entities, and we will also make the contours. With the help of that we can easily add the material or remove the material. So we'll see this practice with the help of Solidworks. So let's try to make it. Now here, as you can see, this is the top view, and this is the sketch. The dimensions are there. If you look from the front, this is what you get. This will be your front view. Dimensions are there. So we'll try to make it in the, you can say, with the help of list commands. Okay, so let's try to make it. First of all, I'm starting with this 14 mm vertical height. So let me start the Solidworks. So here you can set the units. We'll work in mmgs, millimeter gram second unit. Now let's make the sketch. I need to make it in the top plane, so I'm selecting a top plane, and you can make the screen parallel to, you can make your screen parallel to your eyes, correct. So here you can have this option. You can press the space bar, or you can with the help of this space bar you will have this orientation tab. Here various you can say views are there, top, front, side, and then this is isometric view, and this is normal too. So what it will do, it will rotate and zoom the model to the view orientation normal to the selected plane, corner face of feature. So I'm making it parallel to the screen. So here you have this top plane. Now let's make quickly, let's make the diagram. The height is 14 mm, so I'm giving 14, and obviously it should be the center, so I'm selecting horizontal. That means the center and the midpoint they are aligned, correct. Now let's read the drawing. Here you can see the dimensions. From this front view you can have, from the center it is 25 mm radius, so this will be 25. So from here it is 25, and then from the center it is 35. So ultimately we have to make the line of 25 mm plus 35 mm, and see when I make the line, you can see this constraint yellow tab is there. In that the horizontal line is displayed. That means what? The line is your horizontal, correct. This is, so you have to use this constraints while making the sketch. And one more thing you need to understand here, that this is the status of your sketch. Here it is displaying right now underdefined. So three things are there. You can say underdefined whenever you have not given the proper references. That means it is underdefined. Your sketch is underdefined. Then fully defined. That means you have given the proper references. That will be fully defined, and that is our requirement. Whenever you make the sketch, it should be fully defined. And the third thing is over defined. That means you have added certain dimension that is actually not required. You are over defining it. So here you need to look at the status of your sketch. So here you can see this line is in black color. Here this is blue. That means this is your strong dimension, and this is your weak dimension. It should turn into black color, correct, because we have not given the references. Like from here to here it is obviously at 25 mm, so it will turn into this black color, correct. Now let's make the sketch again. So from here to here this is 60. The height from the center it will be, you can say, 30. So I'm making simple, randomly I'm making one slanting line, and I'm defining the dimensions. Like from the center it is let's say 30 millimeter, correct, and then the length, see, it is 75 from the center, from the origin. So again I'm using the dimension tab and selecting this and this, should be what, 100 or 75 mm length, okay, from the origin. So this is your 75. Now from here to here, you can have you have to make a horizontal line, and dimension will be, you can read it from the front view. See, it is from here to here, it is 100, and from here you can have the radius of 12, so it will be 100 plus 12, 112, correct, from the origin. So I'm making horizontal line 112. So this from the origin, the dimension is 112, correct. Now here you can see the same line you have to make, and the offset is 8. So I'm using offset command, offset entities. So simply you can select offset entities. I'm selecting this, I'm selecting the chain, so this whole chain will be selected, and the offset distance is 8 mm, correct. Is it 8 mm? Yes, 8 mm. So this will be 8 mm, and done, correct. You can join these two vertices. Now let's mirror. You can see, you can simply mirror the same. This is a symmetric part, so you can mirror it, and for the mirror you need to define the center line or reference. So I'm making the center line having infinite length for my reference, so that I can easily mirror this particular part, correct. So I'm making this center line, and I'm using mirror entities. So entities to mirror, I want to mirror this this segment, so I'm selecting this entities, and I want to mirror it about this axis. So this will be, you can say it is mirrored now. Obviously here there should be certain intersection point, and these are the unwanted extended lengths, or you can say lines. So you need to remove it. So I'm using trim to cut the lines. For that we are using power trim. So with the help of power trim, I'm removing this extended lines. So you can see it is converted into closed region. You can have this option, shaded sketch contours. If you enable it, so you can have this gray color, means what, your section is closed, it is not open. So you can check it from here whether your section you made is open or closed. Now you can see the status. Whatever sketch you have made, that is fully defined. That means the references are proper, you have given the enough references, correct. So now let's complete the sketch. So you can see, if you see in the isometric view, in the top plane I have made this sketch. Now let's get back to the drawing. Now let's extrude this sketch, and for that you require this depth, extruded depth. So extruded depth will be, you can read it from the drawing, it will be here, it is from here to here, it is 25. So it will be 50 mm extruded depth, correct. So I'm using extrude command. So I'm using extrude, I'm simply selecting the sketch. So depth will be provided normal to sketching plane, that is your extrude command, correct. So I'm using mid plane, both side from the plane I'm giving a certain depth. You can simply drag it like this, or you can give the dimensions. Let's say it is 50 mm extruded depth, and press done. So this is your isometric, the top view, and you made a certain sketch on the top view, and we have done extrude. We have used extrude command, and we have given certain extruded depth normal to the sketching plane with the help of extrude command. Now let's get back to the drawing. Here you can see the front view. So what we will do, I will make the whole sketch, that means this sketch in the front plane, and later I will remove the material, correct. Okay, so let's start. I'm selecting the front plane. Where is the front plane? Here it is, correct. Make it parallel to screen. So this is your front view. Now let's quickly make this drawing. This is the inner circle is 36, and this is 25. So I'm making two circles. This is the origin. Dimensions you can give. This is 36, and this will be 25 radius. So it will be 50 mm circle. You can see it is 25 radius. Now next thing, let's make the key slot, and for that the references are it is 45 degree from here, correct. So for reference I'm making one simple center line just for my reference. You can have your own method, and I'm making one center line that will pass from the center, so you can later you can use it. Okay, so let's give the dimension. It is 45 degree, correct. Now let's make the key slot. It is the dimension is 10. Okay, so let's make the 10 mm 10 mm line, and it should be what? It should be perpendicular to this. So you can use this constraints, and obviously it should be on this, the midpoint should be on this line. So let's make it coincident, correct. Now here the length is 10 mm, so you can give length just a minute, sorry, let's make it length 10 mm. So this will be 10, correct. And you can have your own method to make this particular sketch. I'm using this. Let's say from here to here it is 40, correct. So for that I'm making one line somewhere here, and this is for my reference. This and this should be parallel. So I'm using the parallel command. That means these two lines are parallel. We are also learning the use of various constraints, correct. And I want to make it. I want to use it for the reference. I'm making it construction geometry. Simply you can select it like this with the left click, and you can make it construction. So this will be your this line will be in the construction mode, correct. And here this line should be tangent to this circle, correct. Now you can have this dimensions like from here to here. As per the drawing, it should be what? 40, correct. So this is the dimension you can give. You can have your own method as I told you earlier. Now again you can simply make the vertical lines like this, and you can remove the unwanted, or you can trim the entities. And this should be perfectly perpendicular. You can check it, or you can make it perpendicular, correct. Now let's trim it. So I don't want this, so I'm trimming it with the help of power trim, correct. So this sketch is ready now. Now let's make this sketch. Let's make this first. That is at 100 mm and 12, correct. So for that I require one reference again, and it should be from center. It is 100, and from here you can draw two circles of 12 mm diameter and 12 mm radius. So first I'm making 12, let's say this is 12 mm diameter, and this will be what? 24 mm diameter, that is 24 radius. You can simply select the sketch, and you can have display option, and you can display this as a radius also, like go to display option, display as radius. So this is your 12 mm radius. Now next thing is this slot, correct. So let's make tangent to this outer circle. So for that what we should do, I'm simply making randomly, I'm making certain line like this, correct. First of all, let me keep all the dimensions here, so you can easily see this. Now again I'm making this. You can mirror it also. I'm not using the mirror. I'm simply making the lines like this. Now what I'm doing, I'm using this, I'm using the constraint. So this should be tangent, so I'm using tangent command again. This line and this circle should be tangent, correct. So tangent, correct. Now same thing, I'm selecting this with the control. I'm selecting the circle, left the control tab, you will have these options. Again you can make these two entities no, with the tangent, you can join it with the tangent constraint, correct. So now you can remove the next thing, trim entities. I'm using trim command. Just a minute, correct. Now this is not required, so I'm removing this. Correct. Now these are the various constraints. You can say this is tangent, this is vertical tangent, this is horizontal, correct, this is parallel, this is perpendicular. So these are the various constraints. Now let's again see the drawing here. This is 8 mm offset from here. Now let's use offset command. So I'm using offset entities. It is 8 mm. Viewers, it is 8 mm, correct. So you can offset it. Now let's remove this entity first. So you can remove it, correct. So you can use this screen. Now I also don't want this, I'm removing this entity. So now you can have this sketch, and if you see the drawing, here it is. Here this is one arc, and it is at 8 distances from here to here. It is 8. So from center it is, let's say, 8 plus 6, 14. So I'm making that here, like this, correct. And this should be tangent, so I'm using tangent, correct. I'm removing this. Now you can give the dimension. I also don't want this, so I'll change it. Now let's give the dimension from the center to this point. Let's say it is 14. So you can have this view. Still it is in blue color because let's say, first of all, this two should be parallel, correct. Again this two should be parallel, and the dimensions should be 8 mm. While trimming, we have removed some of, I think, the constraints. So you need to again give this 8 and then, correct. You can specify the other constraints like this, correct. So this is the sketch, final sketch. You can see here in the drawing. The sketch has been made. Okay, this radiuses are still missing, so let's give the radius. The fillet radius, it is 5 mm, 5 mm, and 10. So now your sketch is almost ready. It is ready, correct. Now it is here, you can see it is fully defined. So now what I'm doing, see, I'm using the convert entities tab. So what it will do, you can, if you want to again draw, suppose I want to make this line, correct, you can use convert entities. You don't have to draw the whole sketch. I'm using convert entities. I want this line, I want this line, this line. I also require this line for making, just a minute, I selected face. Let's again select this. I want this edge. I also want this vertical edge. So thereby we'll make various contours, correct, and we'll use it while removing the material. So we have made ultimately one rectangle like this. You can make the rectangle, or you can use convert entities, correct. So now from the references you can make the lines. Now your sketch is almost over, so let me again close the sketch, correct. So now this is the sketch we have made in the top, in the front plane, correct. This is your front plane. In the front plane I made this sketch, correct. So let's remove it in the single stroke with the help of extrude cut command. So I'm using feature, I'm using extrude cut tab. So first of all I need to remove this. So it should be, I should remove it from through all both, through all both, through all both, and through all both. Then you can select the contour from here, like I'm selecting first contour from here. Okay, you can select this contour, so it will be removed. Again I need to select this. I don't want this particular segment, so I'm removing this, I'm removing this, I'm removing this, correct, correct. So now you can simply remove the material like this by selecting the various contours. So your part is almost ready. Now you can define the fillet. Okay, as per the sketch you can define the type 2 is there, so you can define the fillet from here by selecting the edges to correct. So you can select like this. Correct. So this is how you can make the particular 3D part, correct. If you want to provide fillet here, you can provide this fillet also here. And this is the isometric view, correct. So this is how you can use extrude command. You can use various contours to cut or to remove the material in the single stroke. The model tree, that means the command you are using, it should be minimum, correct, to make the part, to make the 3D model of any part. So this is all about the extrude, then extrude cut, offset entities, mirrors, correct, and the use of various constraints. Thank you.